how's it going? Oh, I forgot Sushi's cam is up there. Just enjoy her. So Overwatch. Overwatch is one of Blizzard's many franchises that have essentially fallen from grace. Blizzard Entertainment is no longer what it once stood for. High acclaimed games with a lot of passion. We saw that with Warcraft 3 Reforged. World of Warcraft is actually doing pretty well, but every one of their other franchises have basically fallen off a cliff. Diablo 4 has basically become a shadow of its former self. It launched good, but now it's just like tragic of what happened to it. And Diablo Immortal is just going to make a ton of money, even though it's one of the worst rated games of all time. But Overwatch had a lot of promise when it came out in 2016. It was popular. It started off a lot of people's careers. It had a huge esports scenes, but over time we started to see the holes start to form. For example, the Overwatch League, we now know there are a lot of stories coming out that they try to push this esports event without actually having prudent decisions going into it, until eventually now they're trying to pay people to leave the Overwatch League. And with Overwatch 2, which was basically just another rebranding of the franchise, also fell off very hard. It launched well because people were excited to try this game again, but it never reached the same heights as Overwatch 1. And then when the P versus E got canceled, now the P versus E is not entirely canceled. You can still play them in terms of it, seasonal matches that will come out, similar to, I forgot what event it was, but it was a past event that came out where you played as Mercy, Reinhardt, Tracer, and Torbjorn. I forgot what it was called. I believe it was called Invasion. I might be misremembering that wrong, but regardless, they're releasing the P versus E content now as paid expansions, which was expected, but they've canceled most of the updates that they promised, like hero skill trees and all the stuff that people wanted and justified Overwatch 2. Now, the game is releasing on Steam, which is trying to boost the numbers because right now their reputation is in the tanker. Blizzard is not seen as an acclaimed company anymore. Hopefully, with Microsoft acquiring Activision Blizzard, that'll change, but for now, the company is not what it once was. A lot of the top staff have left. Jeff Kaplan has left Overwatch, and it's just not the way it used to be. And now it's become the worst reviewed game of all time on Steam, which is saying something. Now, look, let's face it. Let's just say it. Bobby Kotick doesn't care about this stuff, and there have been reports coming out, and it's basically now known that he has a handling on everything that happens at Activision Blizzard from a business perspective. It's not a matter of creative. He doesn't really make the games. He just puts out the business proposals that make the company lots of money. Like the $40 skin from Call of Duty Vanguard, or the massively expensive battle passes, or Nicki Minaj being added to the game. Look, it's the way things are, but at the same time people buy them, so they must be doing something right. I don't know. I just find it comical that I take Call of Duty as a prime example because I grew up on Call of Duty, and seeing what it once was into what it became is kind of heartbreaking. But regardless, Overwatch has also seen that transition where it's not what it once was. So this comes from Inside Gaming. Despite being reasonably popular in its Steam launch with over 75,000 concurrent players, Overwatch 2 is now the worst reviewed Steam game of all time. Now again, like I stated, this doesn't matter. They don't care about reviews. They don't care being one of the worst rated companies right now in terms of their recently released products. They care about how much money these games make. And Diablo Immortal, for example, makes a ton of money. It does. People buy and play that game even though it's just an insidious cash grab that is there to just power creep on players, so they'll purchase the next powerful item. It's just basically a place for people to showcase their wealth in digital ways, outside from, I guess, the metaverse, which that thing died, so thank God that thing died, but this is basically how it is. As of the time of writing, Overwatch 2 has shy of 78,000 reviews, with the game being rated as overwhelmingly negative according to Steam's 250 Hall of Shame. The aggregate user score puts the game at 1.09, which is significantly lower than the game in second place, War of the Three Kingdoms, which stands at 1.20. Now, like I stated, they're not going to give a damn about this. Bobby Kotick doesn't care as long as he gets that fifth yacht or that massive payout bonus that he's going to get, and all the executives are. But if you're a game developer and you worked on Overwatch 2 and you're planning to jump ship to another company and this is on your resume, I don't think that's going to look pretty good for other companies. They're going to be like, I worked on Overwatch 2. You mean the worst rated game on Steam? And they're going to be like, yeah. Like, I can only imagine that's not gonna look too good. At least that's how when I talk to developers, they say when games are seen very popular among gamers, they tend to hire those people as opposed to stuff like this. I could be wrong, things could have changed by now, but that was back in 2020 when I talked to like developers on site before the whole pandemic happened. But yeah, that could have changed by now. But regardless, I wouldn't say like this would be a great resume starter. But yeah, just to put into context, this is right now as of 9:57 p.m. August 12th, overwhelmingly negative, 89,000 reviews. We can look at down here. We'll click most helpful. And the people who make Overwatch, Pone, I can't say that word on YouTube. I'll get the hammer. Work harder than people who make Overwatch. I cried at the part when Reaper said bye 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 and locked the new heroes behind a battle pass and scrapped the story mode. Truly a game of all time. Thank you, Activision Blizzard. Yeah, if you don't know, they lock behind new heroes through the battle pass. And if you've played Overwatch, you know that every hero has a counter, a strength, and a benefit. So that means there's always a counter to them. So essentially they are selling you the counter to certain heroes. So you're screwed if you don't play the game with the premium purchases. You need to buy these heroes if you want to remain competitive, because if you don't have access to them, you're screwed. Yeah, the PON is so good. Didn't I remember that Activision Blizzard was actually suing the people who were making that stuff because they were extracting the character models from Overwatch to make that stuff? I guess they've like said we don't care anymore. This is a person listing all the games that people can buy instead of this game, and it's probably cheaper. I mean, Team Fortress 2 has a major botting problem, but the Batman Arkham series, I agree. Minecraft, cool. Has no respect for you. It's an attempt to prey on your wallet while masquerading as a game it used to be. The company's not worth your money. And you can see that the community has come together to just basically dogpile on Overwatch 2. It's become... Oh, wow. It reached #1. Holy crap. It is the worst rated game on Steam. That is huge. Wow, that is like... Man. I don't think anyone wants to put that on their resume. Man, that would be terrible. Oh my god, that is horrible. Wait, Roller Coaster Tycoon? Oh, it's Roller Coaster Tycoon World. I thought, I used to love Roller Coaster Tycoon, the older games. Redfall, damn. Remember that game came out this year. Umbrella Corps, oh my god, I remember that. But still, Overwatch 2 beat, oh my god, Overwatch 2 beat freaking Redfall and Umbrella Corps. That is saying something. Oh my god. I remember playing Umbrella Corps back when Capcom was marketing this game. And I'm part of the Capcom's creator program. But they, you know, they give you freedom to say whatever you want. But this was one of the most cheaply made competitive shooters out there. And somehow Overwatch 2 is worse than that. That is insane. And on Metacritic, oh my god. Madden is better than Overwatch 2. Madden, NBA 2K, Madden, like, these games are notorious for just being pay-to-win shills that just recycle the same assets over and over every year and sell them at full price while forcing you to rebuy the microtransactions. And Overwatch 2 is worse than that. My god, how this has just become... Oh my god, look at these prices! Invasion Bundle, $15. Invasion Ultimate Bundle, $40. Hero Collection, $5. Complete Hero Edition, $20, dude. Like, just wait. This is gonna have, like, in about... I'm calling this right now. After a year, this list is gonna get 15 times bigger. Because soon they're gonna start selling individual cosmetics for, like, $5, $6, probably $40. Remember, Call of Duty Vanguard had a skin for $40. And I have no doubt in my mind there are going to be people who buy that. So, yeah, Overwatch 2 is officially the worst game on Steam, but I guarantee it's going to make a lot of money. Like, the second they release this on mobile, which is likely what Bobby Kotick wants. It's like his dick gets really hard from mobile platforms because, let's face it, mobile players will literally buy anything to make themselves stand out from the crowd. I've seen it. You can look this up on YouTube. There are people who buy these weird dragon guns in Call of Duty Mobile, and it's just like, I'm just looking at this and I'm like, You don't think this is distracting? Why the hell would you get this thing? I mean, you're free to spend your money as you wish. I'm never going to demonize a person for doing that. If you want to spend $40 on a bottle of Coca-Cola, you are free to do that. However, I am open to mock you if you do something like that. So it's just like, so Overwatch 2, this game that had so much potential that people loved when it came out in 2016, is now the worst game to come out on Steam ever. It is so sad what's happened to Blizzard Entertainment, and hopefully Microsoft, with them owning the company soon, once they completely absorb them, will make some significant changes. Or maybe they might do the Square Enix thing and decide, hey, let's just, make some really crappy, insidious games that are just very, money hungry, and make AAA games that are really high quality and do that. I mean, that is a plan. You make games that are really good, very popular, very pro-consumer, and on the other spectrum you make games like this, which are anti-consumer and just want to push like battle passes, microtransactions, and all that, and say, well, we have this for those people who just want to like make it seem like they've accomplished something in life, when in reality they just have a lot of money to burn through. Well, that's it. As someone who used to be a fan of Overwatch, I just find this incredibly sad. Tell me what you think about it in the comments below. I love to hear other people's opinions. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. This is me, signing out. Man, rest in peace, Overwatch.